Hello, my Bible buddies. My name is Aubrey. Today I'm going to read you a story from the Bible. But first, I want to ask you a question. Did you know that Jesus loves you? He loves you more than you could possibly imagine. He wants to be your friend too. Did you know that? One of the ways we can be Jesus' friend is by getting to know him better. Did you know he helped write the whole Bible? Well, he did. You can get to know him better by listening to this Bible story. Now sit back and listen as I read to you about David and Goliath. If you want to read what it says in the actual Bible, you can read it in 1 Samuel 17. A long time ago, in the land of Israel, two armies stood on opposite sides of a wide valley. On one side were the Israelites, God's people, led by King Saul. On the other side were the Philistines, their enemies. The valley between them was like a giant stage, and every day something scary happened on that stage. Out from the Philistine camp stomped a giant, Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall, taller than the tallest basketball player you've ever seen. His armor was heavy, shining bronze clanking with every step. His spear was as big as a tree trunk, and his shield was so huge it took a soldier just to carry it. Goliath's voice boomed across the valley like thunder.
Who dares to fight me? Send out your best warrior. If he beats me, the Philistines will serve you. But if I win, you'll serve us.
The Israelites trembled. King Saul, in his shiny armor, hid in his tent. No one was brave enough to face Goliath. For 40 days, Goliath marched out, shouting and laughing, and the Israelites shook with fear. Who could possibly stand up to this giant? David, the shepherd boy. Far away from the battlefield in the little town of Bethlehem, a young boy named David was watching his father's sheep. David wasn't a soldier. He wasn't even old enough to grow a beard. He was a shepherd. With a simple tunic, a staff, and a sling, he used to scare off wolves and lions. But David loved God with all his heart. He sang songs to God under the stars and trusted him to keep him safe. One day, David's father, Jesse, said,
"David, take this bread and cheese to your older brothers. They're with King Saul's army at the battlefield."
So David packed up the food, said goodbye to his sheep, and set off. When David arrived at the camp, he saw the two armies facing each other across the valley. The Israelites looked nervous. And then, boom, Goliath stepped out. His armor gleamed in the sun, his spear glinted, and his voice roared.
Who dares to fight me?
David's brothers whispered.
That's Goliath. No one can beat him.
But David didn't tremble. Instead, he asked,
Why is everyone so afraid? Who is this giant to my God's army?
The soldiers laughed.
You're just a kid.
They said.
Goliath's been a warrior his whole life.
But David wasn't scared. He felt something stirring in his heart. God was with him, and he knew it. David volunteers. Word spread through the camp about this brave shepherd boy, and soon David was brought to King Saul's tent. Saul looked at David, small, young, with no armor or sword, and said,
"You can't fight Goliath. You're just a boy."
But David stood tall, well, as tall as a boy could, and said,
God helped me protect my sheep from lions and bears. I hit them with my sling, and God saved me every time. This giant is no different. God will help me defeat him.
Saul was amazed at David's faith. He tried to give David his own armor, a heavy helmet, a clanking breastplate, and a big sword. But David said,
I don't need these. God is my strength.
Instead, he picked up his shepherd's staff, his sling, and 5